Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's Foundation Friday, oh yeah, I'm so used to saying Foundation Friday, I'm not putting this up on Friday. I don't think I'm doing Foundation Friday per se anymore. I'm just going to do foundation reviews now when I can fit them into the schedule. So welcome to today's Foundation Tuesday. So I'm back doing 2 videos a week now on Tuesday and Friday. You can catch them at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, I digress. The foundation that we're going to be testing today on more mature, less than perfect skin is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. It retails for $42 for 1 ounce. It comes in this heavyweight glass container with a pump. The shade I got it in is 8N, so 8 neutral. I do feel like it is a little bit on the yellow side for me, and I guess it's not too light. It's just something about the color I don't think it's a great match for me. But anyway, I'm going to wear it throughout the day today to test it for you. I've also worn this on one previous day, so I have my thoughts pretty well formulated on it today. So we'll get to see 2 full days of testing on my 60-year-old skin. I have combo skin, but it's not super oily. It's just a little oily in the T-zone. The older I get, the drier my skin gets. It's mainly normal, but I do have some dry areas around my mouth and hairline. So if you love a multi-day, all-day, thorough foundation review with lots of different lighting tests and close-ups and things, then go ahead and give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel while you're down there hitting those buttons. All right, so let's talk about the Surreal Skin Foundation. The marketing on this says that Mario's breathable, luminous foundation effortlessly builds and blends to illuminate the complexion with customizable, long-wearing coverage. This is a water-based formula. It's fragrance-free and SD alcohol-free. It also contains some grapeseed oil, some squalene, and some sunflower seed oil. All right, so the first day I tried this was a few days ago, and I was wearing my normal sunscreen, which is the undefined R&R SPF 50 sunscreen. This foundation doesn't contain any sunscreen, which is fine with me. I don't actually like foundations that try to be skincare or try to be sunscreen. I believe that you should do your skincare separately, that you should also do your sunscreen separately. But all the sunscreens that I try with foundation, I have tested in the past, and they tend to work with lots and lots of different foundations, so it shouldn't be a problem with this one. The first day that I try a new foundation, I don't use primer with it. I want to see how it's going to perform just on its own. So I'm just putting it on over my sunscreen, which is tinted, and I'm using a beauty blender to apply it on one side of my face. Okay, it's very sheer, not giving a ton of coverage, but that's fine, but it's definitely evening out, like, you know, redness and uneven skin tone and making it nice and even. It does have a bit of a luminous finish. I'd say it's slightly more luminous than my sunscreen, which is usually like too luminous for me, so I will have to powder my T-zone. And then the BK Beauty 101 brush on the other side of my face. Not loving how it's going on with the brush, actually. Doesn't look as good as on the sponge side. It just seems to be clinging to the hairs over there on the side of my face and not quite sitting as naturally on this side of my face as it did on the sponge side. I'm not 100% sure on this color match. I feel like it is something odd about it. This is the neutral, and I feel like it's a little bit too warm and too yellow for neutral, and I feel like it's a little pale for me, which is weird for an 8 shade. This is in the light to medium, so I guess, you know, whatever, maybe I could have gone for something slightly darker. I don't know. I feel like for a pump and a half, it's not really giving super fantastic coverage. Like if I look at it up close, you can see all my age spots and discolorations right through it over here. I don't love how it's sitting on my skin. On both sides, it's definitely clinging to all my peach fuzz. Let's take a look at it up close. And you can see like spots and discolorations over here that aren't really covered. I wouldn't really want to use any more of it because I feel like it's starting to not look natural and skin-like. It's starting to look a little more makeup-y. I feel like the finish is pretty luminous, not really doing anything to disguise like pores and texture. All right, I'm going to go ahead and powder my T-zone with the NYX Matte Mineral Powder. Try to take down the shine on this a little bit. All right, and the time it took me to do my eyeshadow and stuff, it has settled in my wrinkles here and a little bit up here on my forehead. So let me just show you that. All right, here's the Mario with the rest of my makeup on. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just okay for me. It's definitely settling in my wrinkles a lot more now. The finish is super shiny, which, you know, they say it's a shiny finish, glowy, dewy. The shine is coming right through the powder, so even my setting powder isn't really helping it to not be super luminous. For me, that just accentuates eye bags, pores, texture. Doesn't look super natural and skin-like. This is kind of one of those ones that seems to like almost form a film on your face, and so it feels like it's got like this shiny film over everything that's just like accentuating pores and texture. So far it doesn't feel 100% dry and set. It feels like if I touch my face it's going to come off on my fingers a little bit, and it is. Anyway, that's where we stand now at 11:30. I'll see you back here in 5 hours. All right, hey you guys, I am back. It's 4:30, time for the 5-hour check-in on the Surreal Skin Complexion Masterpiece. Awakening the true infinite beauty that lies within. Love and Light, Mario. Well, it's a beautiful sentiment, and I so wanted it to be like the one, but unfortunately for me, it's not the one. We're only 5 hours in. I feel like it's so worn off already. I feel like it's so shiny. For a day where I really have done nothing, it's really worn off on my nose. It's pretty worn off on my cheeks already and my chin. And it's very shiny. You can see like my setting powder really did nothing to control the shine on this one. All day I feel like it got shiny right after I put the powder on. The shine came right through. The other thing is I've been noticing it's been under my fingernails all day. It's gathered in by the side of my nose there, especially right up in here. It's pretty worn off. I'm not looking forward to seeing what this is going to look like at 10 hours. Really disappointed in this for 5 hours in. It's just, you know, not looking good. All right, hey you guys, I'm back. It is 9:30 p.m. There's no foundation left, and what's left behind does not look good. Red nose, red cheeks, red chin, splotchy redness here and there, settled in wrinkles, gathered by the side of my nose, shiny, just not doing anything for me. All right, so all in all, a pretty disappointing day one for the Makeup by Mario Surreal Foundation. Let's move on to today. So today I tried to help it along by adding a primer, and that is the Glow Wish Blur Jam Silicone-Free Primer. I'll apply it to one half of my face. I'll leave the other half with no primer, and I am using a different sunscreen today. I used one of my chemical sunscreens that's a fave. It is the Beauty of Joseon SPF 50 PA+++ sunscreen. It's very sheer and lightweight, and it should play well with this foundation as well. I don't know what this is. I woke up with like the world's tiniest bruise here on my forehead today. So we'll see if we can get some coverage on that with the foundation. I'll go ahead and use the primer on this side of my face. I'm just going to pick a little bit up off of the cap here. I'm just going to press it into this area where the foundation didn't wear very well last time. And it also settled into wrinkles. So let's see if I put it where it settled into the wrinkles, like up here on my forehead, if it will help to keep the foundation out of my wrinkles as well. I know, a lot of pressure, Mr. Primer. Hopefully it'll be a good one. I mean, even if I don't like the foundation, if I could find a primer that I love out of today's video, that would still be a win. I always like to try a foundation applying it with my fingers as well, just to see. So I'm going to do the fingers on this side where I don't have the primer, where it's not going to really disturb too much to put it on with my fingers. I'll use a sponge on this side. Get out one squirt, start dotting it around this side of my face. And that little spot is not an injection bruise. I haven't had any injectables because I'm still testing the Mira laser. I'm not sure why I woke up with a little bruise there. My dog kind of punched me with her paw the other morning when she was saying good morning. I feel like it actually goes on fairly well with the fingers. I've used probably less than half of the pump that I put out on the back of my hand. And it looks very sheer, very skin-like, very nice. It's not giving me much coverage though, and it is sitting with little white spots in the pores there. And not giving me much coverage on that little I'm gonna go with dog toenail bruise up there. Okay, so for the other side, I'm gonna put it on with a sponge. I'm using very, very little of this today. Okay, I'm just gonna even up this side, and where it's a little bit sheer, just gonna give it the tiniest little bit more for more coverage right here. So this is how it looks just applied. This is the primer side. This is the no primer side. I can't really see a difference between the two right now as far as, you know, disguising pores or anything. I do see that it is settling into my forehead wrinkles on both sides already, and actually much, much worse on the primer side. Thanks, primer. Settling into my smile line here, settling into my forehead lines here. So yeah, it's a creaser. If you have wrinkles, it's going to settle into your wrinkles. Here's where it is settling in my smile line already. So here you can see where it's settling in my wrinkles already. So I'm going to say that that primer is not doing us any favors. All right, color's funky. Let me finish up the rest of my makeup. I gotta walk the dogs, and then I will come back and we'll just wear this throughout the day. So 12:32 right now. All right, you guys, the rest of my makeup is on. It has been 15 minutes. Did a really simple makeup look today with a couple of e.l.f. eyeshadow sticks and just some real simple makeup. I have powdered it. I didn't put on the setting spray yet. Wanted to show you the settling first. Not what I'm expecting out of a good foundation, but also settled on the side without the primer. So primer side causing worse settling. We'll see how I get it to wear today with the addition of the primer and a little setting spray. If we can get it past 3 or 4 hours, that'd be nice. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is my favorite. It actually does make most makeup last for an extra few hours, 3 or 4 hours more. And it's a really nice, bright, sunny day outside, so I grabbed my vlogging camera and went outside and took a look at it in the bright sunshine. Take off the sunglasses. Ooh, that's bright. Remember, this is the side without primer. This is the side with primer. Also, here it is in natural window light. And here it is in artificial light. I just ducked into a closet to do the flash picture in a darkened room, and so here is what that looks like. All right, hey you guys, I am back. It is 5:30, so time for a 5-hour check-in. I'd say that compared to yesterday, I'm definitely getting better wear out of the foundation overall, and my nose isn't so red or patchy, cheeks aren't so red or patchy. So while it is improved a bit over yesterday, I don't think it's super fantastic though. I feel like at 5 hours it should look better than this, and my best foundations do look better than this at 5 hours. It definitely is breaking up on the surface a lot. It's looking heavy and cakey and makeup-y, a little shiny in through here. Definitely like looking funky by the side of my nose. And of course, still settled in all those wrinkles that it was settled in before, and settled in some new ones too, because now it's settled into my crow's feet. I think this part looks particularly bad. Just very obvious, makeup-y, very wearing off in kind of a patchy way. You know, I think from a distance it looks okay, but from up close it really is not making me very happy. All right, hey you guys, I am back. It's time for a 9-hour check-in. It is 9:30 p.m. and so I don't even think I need to wait for the 10-hour check-in to show you that this has not worn well again today. Even with the helpers, it still is looking pretty ratty and pretty bad. It's amazing how things change and just, you know, really crashed and burned in the last 4 hours, right? Let me just show it to you up close so you can see how really not well this wore. And yeah, I'm disappointed. You know, when everyone's losing their mind over things, I want to lose my mind over it too. I don't want to be the only one who doesn't like it. But you know, older skin, a lot of things aren't going to work that on my skin that are going to work on younger people, and it's just the way it is. So to wrap it up, I tried it with 2 different sunscreens, 1 mineral, 1 chemical. I tried it with a sponge, with a brush, with my fingers. I tried it with a primer and with setting spray, and without primer and without setting spray, and with setting powder. And with all those different methods, I could not get it to last beyond, I don't know, what would we say, 5-6 hours looking good. I mean, it didn't look good in the first 15 minutes because of how it settled in my wrinkles. So you want to do the pros on it? The pros on it would be that it's easy to apply. You can get it on with fingers, brush, or sponge. It has a very luminous finish, which I'm putting on the con side. You might like that, put it on the pro side, but for me it's a con. You know, had to powder it, settled in wrinkles right away, settled in pores right away, not long wearing. I always like to leave you with thoughts on what I think is better than this. So my holy grail foundation currently is Dior Forever Matte. This I feel like is less drying, more hydrating than this, sits way better on mature skin, does not settle in wrinkles, lasts all day with no helpers, doesn't need primer, doesn't need setting spray, makes my pores disappear, doesn't settle into them. It's just beautiful and I love it. From the drugstore, I've really been loving the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk lately. I tried this a couple months ago. I really liked it. It was long wearing, it looked natural on my skin, it didn't settle into wrinkles, and it felt hydrating. So this is a real winner from the drugstore. I wore this yesterday. I wasn't gonna wear the Mario because I was going to lunch with my girlfriends and I wanted to look nice. And I gotta say, this looks so good all day long. I really loved it. So there are 2 things that I think look way better on mature skin than the Makeup by Mario. So that is it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your watching. I hope you have a great day and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.